My regional chair, please, can you disable your screen so I can share the agenda, please? Okay. All right, please confirm you can see the agenda. Can anyone confirm you can see the agenda?
Yes, I can see it from my end.
All right. So we'll just start. I know that this is Saturday and a lot of people are trying to, do a lot of house chores and preparing to go for O1 bears and the likes. So we'll just start so we don't waste anyone's time. This meeting is supposed to last for an hour, 15 minutes. So we'll work with that time by God's grace. Hopefully we'll end by 15 minutes past 11 or 11:30, if you permit, maximum. All right, so we'll start. We'll start with the national anthem. Stanza 2 of the national anthem. I don't know if anyone's fully familiar with the stanza 2 could volunteer for us to lead us with the stanza 2 of the national anthem, please.
Standard 2, that's God of creation.
Yes, sir. Our regional, you want to take it?
I'm just trying to give the highlight.
I don't know. I can hardly hear you. I don't know if it's from my side.
Look, can you hear me now? If I need to change.
It's still a bit slim. Are you far from your? Are you far from your mic? It's still a bit.
Not far. Oh, that is. I need to change.
Can anybody hear the regional chair well, or it's just for my side?
Hello. I can hear him very well. I think the microphone could be interfering. I see him wearing an headphone with a microphone with it. Sometimes the connections are not very brilliant, so that's where you have things like this. If you can adjust it, that will work out well.
Can you hear me?
I still can't.
Can I take it?
Okay, our treasurer. Yeah, sorry, our regional chair. We still can't hear you. So I don't know if you permit. The treasurer can go ahead. Maybe you can just drop a confirmation on the chat box, please. We respect the fact that you wanted to volunteer, please. Thank you so much. All right, treasurer, I think you're prepared. Okay, so you can go ahead. Thank you so much.
All right, the second stanza.
Yes, sir.
O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our use the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in just and true. Great lofty height attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Thank you very much, Treasurer. You're a very good, patriotic Nigerian. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So at this point, we'll yield the floor to the President President Shehu Kabiru to give us the opening remark. President, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, my secretary. Good morning, fellow professional colleagues, for having this attending this important virtual meeting. It is my pleasure to welcome all of us and also to appreciate all of us. It is indeed a long way, 360 days. It's just like a blink of an eye. Now we are into another year for a smooth transition to hold in a few minutes time. It is really important to notify the House that we are healthy and hearty here at Chicago as we came in for the PDC, and some of us has already left to their various destinations. It is indeed wonderful, and I pray that this our meeting and transition will successfully be conducted. I want to appreciate each and every one of us that much waste of time, because considering the time here, we are all drowsy while we are even attending this. We could have thought of a better time whereby it will be fair for those that are here and also you that are back in my country, beloved country. So nevertheless, we are into it, and we thank God that we will be able to conduct it. So let's continue to adhere to the meeting's agenda, and hope we can be able to finish it successfully. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Thank you very much, my president. Please confirm you can still see my agenda, or you're seeing something else.
Oh,
Can still see it.
were you able to see me on the video? Should I off the video up?
No, we saw you. We saw your beautiful face, sir. We saw your very handsome face and your very nice cap. We saw it. We saw it. Yeah. When you come to Nigeria, we'll take it. We'll take your cap from you.
Okay. Now confirm you are seeing me.
Yeah.
Please confirm you guys can hear me now.
Yes, better, Mr. Kamil.
Okay.
Very fine now. Very fine now. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just go straight to the technical presentation for today. He's a popular person. I think a lot of us refer him as the Jagaban of ASSP. So we don't need any introduction. He's a very supportive and a huge part of the success of ASSP Nigeria. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome Mr. Camille to lead us with the technical presentation. So at this point, I will just disable I will stop sharing and you can take over. Thank you very much.
Hello, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Good morning. And it's afternoon in my own location here, but it's a good opportunity to be invited to lead this first section and also to witness the handover. And I want to also look at safety differently and a path to excellent outcome. Basically, safety differently is turning towards leadership. And for those that attended the PDC, if you could remember the closing remark, the closing address from the Black speaker that was looking at processes, personal leadership. He looks at growth mindset. He look at people, and he look at persistent, which is the number 6 item, which he mentioned. It's all aligned with the new model, how safety professional needs to really focus for excellence. So for today's meeting section, we're going to be having an overview of safety differently from Sidney Decker. He's been on this since 2014 until date. He's been the champion. Out of this, he has become a professor of safety science. And our outlook will be looking at safety differently definition, people versus culture, communication, accountability and performance, then leading safety differently. And we're going to have a quiz section, then we go to round up. So I want attention from everyone. I deliberately put it there for us to know that we're going to be having a quiz section. And participants will be appreciated to take part in that section. Looking at the overview, safety differently is actually a strategy utilized to achieve the progress in preventing major accidents and providing diminishing return result in a call for new approach to safety management, leading to a movement with the safety industry that challenge organizations to view the role of people differently, relying on their expertise, insight, and dignity of work. That's what Sidney Decker's definition was like. And it makes us to remember the way we view the role of safety and the way they see us traditionally as police, safety police, and they see you coming, they want to see you as a police. They are not seeing safety professional as a person to welcome. The industry is really changing. And going further, the traditional approach to safety management focus on negatives. We look at various negative outlooks. And these negative take into account some of the approach and the traditional thing that we focus our attention on in terms of looking at number of accidents, looking at ill health. So we identify hazard, we evaluate them for the potential to cause injury or illness to people or harm to property and the environment. That's what we focus on. And that's the definition even the Board of Certified Safety Professional has also made mention at some point in some of their publications. But the safety professional recommends administrative and also engineering controls that eliminate or minimize the risks and danger that were posed by those hazards we identify. And that's who we are as safety professional. But it's now been of interest that we need to look at things a bit differently in terms of how we view the various concepts that we have. It presents of a positive, non-absence of negative, not an absence of negative part of it, but it's more of the positive part rather than being negative. And when we say the positive part, we are looking at the various things that we do that we need to pay attention to, that we do normally take our eyes off. That means the good act, not unsafe act, but safe acts that we do in the workplace, safe condition that we identify in the workplace, that we end up now giving recognition for those involved in those practices. Building on what is done right, not what is done wrong. And also past success is not guarantee of future safety. And that's what the concept is looking at. That when you look at your past success, based on the statistics that we present, this past success we're talking of are those statistics that we present that over years, we've done 2 million man hours without LTI. And it doesn't guarantee the success for future. And this leads to the various incidents that happen in the oil and gas industry, the various explosions, the various pillages that happen in the oil and gas industry of recent time, the Gulf of Mexico as an example as well. And it's saying that those incidents does not guarantee the success, even if we are recording those past success, but it doesn't guarantee the success in the future. To that end, safety management based on an intent to understand the processes or organization in order to improve normal way of work and improving safety performance is what safety differently is looking at. You are actually capitalizing on understanding the process of the organization in order to improve the normal way of work and also improving safety performance. More importantly, is to work on the organization culture, the people, and also now improving on performance that comes out. And this approach is similar to what happened in the business world. So they want us to now be taking safety more into the business account perspective, where the business decision maker and the board can be seen as part of a board member to make value adding to the success of the organizational growth, rather than only looking at the negative side, but paying attention to the more positive side and how we can now channel resources to expand on those positive outcomes that we are looking at. The focus is how safety is defined, the role of people, and the focus of the organization, rather than looking at the negative part, the lagging indicators that we pay attention to. So safety differently defines safety as a capacity to be successful in varying conditions, rather than we looking at those things that we do that are all lagging indicators that we pay attention to, and we also count them to say, okay, our lagging indicator is on 0. So we want to see it as that we're actually taking an action, or we are doing things in a more positive way. So like we said, it's more of people focus. And looking at people focus, whatever we pick out of, we improving ourselves to work in this concept of safety differently, away from the negative part, looking more positive in our outlook of the safety and the work environment, looking at our outlook in terms of workplace, and even working as a volunteer, as a group, and paying attention to the associated success that we are seeing. And it's all about people. And when we say people, we are focusing on culture. I must let you know that safety differently has actually made mention of what we have all looked at in various parts as professionals. When we say culture is specific to a particular work environment, to a particular work location, and to the particular organization that we work with. When we join organization as professional, we need to understand the culture and the sounds that is being echoed in that work environment, and how we can now marry the culture. In the course of you marrying the culture, you are now building on the process of the organization, understanding the process and the system, and now using that to the advantage and looking at the positive side of the system and making commendations on those positive sides. As a safety professional joining a new organization, you have that opportunity to say, I'm proud to be part of this organization, and identify those positive areas that you think that they are performing. When you highlight those positive areas, when you have the opportunity in any of the meeting, what you are trying to do is to now ensure that those positive things can really be propelled further, while you now start looking at those lying underground causes that might have potential for an accident. And that's what we are saying. So psychologically, behaviorally, and situationally are the key area of us, 3 key areas for us to pay attention to when we are dealing with people. And all these 3 areas of psychology, behavioral, and situational all looks at value, attitude, and perception. When we say value, what values do we stand for as safety professional? What value are the organization, the culture of the organization propelling? What value are the management putting forward? And what are the attitude you are seeing in the environment? Your focus on these key areas, and when you identify the good value, you must commend those good value. Be proud of those good value and make a statement out of them as safety professional to be able to win them to your positive side initially. And when you come to attitude, do not look out for the negative side. Remember, when we start, safety differently look more into the positive side of a system and look into the processes and procedure to be able to reinforce things differently. And when you are looking at the positive side and also looking at the process and procedure, you're not taking ownership. You are engaging with people. You let the people in the field, the blue collar job, the white collar job, doing the job in the workplace, let them take ownership. Let them tell you what they are going to do to make the work go on the way it's doing. How do you do it now and you've not recorded? Can we go in this way and give commendations when you are seeing those positive signs that we are always craving for, to look out for in them? In so doing, you win them for recognizing their positive values and also recognizing their positive attitude. Then those attitude that you, by your perceptions, you are seeing as being negative or derogating might decide to change, because as a safety professional joining a new environment or moving into a new location within your business, you are going to be undergoing the process of bonding again, forming before you now bond with them, before they can now feel comfortable to share some underlying information that you might not be aware of. But you need to really propel yourself differently to be able to get that organization to give you those outcomes without incidents really occurring within the environment. Okay, we're moving into some of the various things that we've just talked about. And we're going to be looking after people, we're going to be looking at communication. As people, you believe that communication is a really bedrock as safety professional for us to be able to perform safety differently and have the required outcomes that we always look out for in some of our lagging indicators or leading indicators that we put in place. But we want to pay attention to those positive parts, which will support our leading indicator outcome within the organization. And communication is key. Communication needs to be effective. You need to be able to pass that message. It needs to be right on time. It needs to go directly to whoever the information is meant for. Barriers that might prevent free flow of communication are things that you want to stay away from. Like we said, safety defense is all about process. You also want to look at the process and the system in place to ensure that you will be able to pass your positive commendations and recommendations as to the organization you're working for, to be able to show that good performance that you're seeing before you pay attention to the negative one. In so doing, how we engage with the team, how we engage with our workforce, how we engage with our peer, how we engage with our professional colleagues, determine whether we're going to succeed or we're going to be having various incidents or things going down the crack. Because your engagement matters to be able to get the right information. The communication must be two-way. Communication, you might not be understood, and the person you are communicating to might also not be listening to understand you communicating to them. So effective consultation and also reinforcing your words to have a clear understanding of what you're saying. Immediately you reach a communication point and say you want to break out. Gentlemen, before we break out, this is my understanding of this discussion is this. So if anybody has a contrary opinion as against what you have discussed, then they can say it. Or when you have that conversation and everybody dispatch, you can go back and also send that conversation across and say, based on our short discussion some while ago, this is my understanding. Bullet it and get clarity from the team, and for you to be able to achieve the required collaboration that you need to really work effectively. And facilitation in terms of providing solutions to really work. Like I said when I started this presentation, that safety is being seen as a police within organization. We want to change that orientation. Already, some of our professional colleagues that have gone through the ASSP various sections have realized those facts, that it is more of you facilitating, engaging, and also collaborating to really get results as a safety professional. And in so doing, when you identify the positive, you commend that positive situation, you bring initiative to ensure that that positive situation is really repeated and reinforced within the organization you're working for. And at the same time, when you also now get a negative situation, you also need to also come up with a solution. Gentlemen and professional colleague, I must tell you, in my 20 years of career, in the last 15 or 12 years, I always look out for those associated hazard, and also identifying solution. If I don't have solution, I find it difficult to really present it. So if I don't have solution, I'd rather work with the blue collar guys in the field or the guy directly involved in those tasks that I see as a potential risk or hazard and tell him, what do you think? I'm seeing something could go wrong, but I know you're working effectively. And I'm really proud of what you do and how you have kept the work going without an incident. And the guy will come up with what he thinks. It's until when such guys come up with what it is, and you also give recommendation or also give accolade to whoever come up with that solution where you are presenting it to the upper management, that this is the situation you identify, this is the good practice, this is the concern you raise, and so person within the team already had solution to solve it. In such doing, you are actually being positive to the team, and you are actually expecting the excellent outcome expected for its working safely differently. If I have comment as we go on, that would be very welcoming. So we are looking at the 7 C's of communication: correctness, clarity, conciseness, completeness, consideration, and concreteness, and courtesy will really drive your communication. And I believe the team on this call will understand what we're talking about. You might be in a setting where communication will go on to the entire team, and everybody will know that, will clap and say thank you very much. But at the same time, we can also know that the communication is telling us that we're not doing what we're supposed to do. And we're feeling so ashamed at the inner heart of ourselves, that we're feeling so achieved that it has to be coming from this person that is not a core professional. But his position was very appreciated. We all clap for him. We all clap. That is to tell you that that person was very, very courteous. The courtesy was presented in the course of presenting it. And I believe, yes, as a team, taking that correction in that manner in which it was communicated to us, we will work closely on it, and we want to present back to whoever the leader that present that stuff to us is. But in the same situation, you can also get the same communication and you get a reaction. If immediately from the team, you might have people walk out from the meeting room and say, well, because we are in a work environment, I do not want to pass it off. I will not be able to stay longer in this meeting. Please, I need to be excused. And you see people just getting themselves excused and walk out. Have you ever been in that situation before? And I want you to comment towards the end of the section to respond to that, to let us know that if you have ever been in that kind of situation where those arise. So the confidence in which you pass that communication, the way you manage feedback, you need to balance it. If you give a procedure or a process to the field to work with, when you go back to them, you need to commend them for accepting those proposals from you and the procedure from you. And you need to commend them for actually aligning with those procedures. And I said their feedback is very important for us to really improve on what you have actually shared with them. So it's very important that we always go back for feedback. Do never feel shy to go back into the field, especially when you pass those procedures to them. To get the feedback as safety professional is for you to feel the people in the workplace, meeting them in the act of those actions, and ask them those questions. What do you think about the new process that we've been put in place? We're willing to improve it. We're just starting from a point. Your input will make us make a difference to it. It's very important that we pass those communications, and that will go a long way to make an impact. And you must be ready to also listen. Gentlemen, during this COVID is an approach that we have used. I remember myself and one of our professional colleagues on this call, my CSP on this call, Mr. Festus, when we have to engage with our team working from home because of the COVID situation, and when we ask those honest questions and we listen to them, we always reiterate back to them. I can understand that you said you're feeling a kind of depressed situation. I can understand you said you've been in the 4 walls of a room. So you let the person you are communicating with know that you are really listening. You need to re-emphasize whatever communication he has communicated to you. I know what you're feeling. And also when you are relating with such people, make sure you always have a story that will always represent the situation, that will let the person feel that you are also in the same, you are rocking the same boat with him. In such situation, when you make a recommendation, the person you are discussing with will be willing to receive your recommendation and will be willing to give you a feedback. And we will also ask you, how did you handle your own in those times? And you must be able to have a ready-made answer. You are also in a position like just those in the movie that we watch, and they make you feel real. And you always feel that they are all actually in the middle of the occurrence that they are trying to present to us in an entertainment. So the same way as professional, we all need to get to that level and be able to communicate. So gentlemen, safety differently looks at accountability. And accountability refers to organizational ability to discipline individual in response to errors and violation, which is not what safety difference is all about. Accountability versus in the past, the traditional safety look for us to look out for violation, and we always have a disciplinary action for such person. But safety differently focuses on organization on an improved performance rather than the routine compliance. You look out for the success. You want to build on the success that is existing. And I can tell you, when you build on those success and you give recognition to the team that are making this excellent, exceptional performance and making this exceptional initiative, you can be rest assured those other non-compliance that you might be thinking that will be going down the crack, that will lead to violation later, will end up trying to join those that are being celebrated and those that are actually making the right positive impact. It tells you those errors that you think that they are doing based on their behavioral, which you will not always be there in the field to watch them do it right and say, no, I told you yesterday. No, I told you day before yesterday. No, I told you 6 months ago. No, I told you. So such person, when they see that at the end of the day, you have 10 out or you have 9 out of 10 in the right perspectives of the organization, which are taking ownership and also being recognized for the performance they are bringing on board, then you will see that things will change. So safety differently enhance safety professionals with more tools in the toolbox. So when we say more tools in the toolbox, the various tools that you will use to be able to influence things differently are all in your hands as professional. So you will be enhanced with the various tools to be able to drive things differently. And that's what we're saying. And those tools that we're talking about are where, rather than you handling things in a manner that we are used to now, using the various administrative control measures that we're used to, you now have more tools where you will deal with human in a way as a leader. So safety professional, we're seen as leader. I tell you, like we always say in our forum and when we have conversation, that you and the CEO are managing the same number of personnel. If the CEO is managing 50, you are also managing 50, including the CEO. So you're seen as a leader, and we all need to wake up to that role as we align with safety differently approach towards a path to an excellent outcome in the long run. So as leader, you must be able to influence, like what we're seeing in the image I just decided to attach to this presentation. The leader knows the target of where he's going, but at the same time, getting there is become the lifeline to ensure that all his team get to the target first, and at the end, he will give commendation to his team to have gotten to the target. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see this happen, who actually made the difference? Is it the team that got to the target with the support of the leader or the leader himself? I must tell you, they all made it as a team. They all made it. Because as a leader, if you set for the target and you see no team to really come onto the lifeline, to be able to follow through to where the target ends and be able to say, yes, we've won, then you are not carrying your team along. And as a leader, if you have a 50 workforce and you are not carrying the 50 workforce along, no matter how excellent your your safety program is, how excellent your initiative is, and is not entrenching into the behavior and culture of the people and the organization, then you will not be, your outcome will not be welcoming to the organization. So the perceptions and values which the mindset takes needs to be able to be entrenched in the hands and heart of the personnel that you are managing as the leader. You must work to ensure that you can engage their hands and their hearts and mind at any point in time. If we are not achieving them to get into their mind, and you are not getting them to be able to give that endurance, the perseverance for them to reach the success points that you look out for, then as a leader, we're not there yet, and we are not thinking safety differently. So, gentlemen, I know we are always used to this common saying, common sense is not common. And when we say this, there's some X word we use in the past for workforce inside and say, I don't know what's wrong with him. We've put all the process in place. And we start using those words as professional. Is he blind? Is he all right? Is it okay? And you just walk past, not trying to know what is really wrong with that workforce for him to be able to be in that position. So as a leader, for you to really lead differently, let's look at this quote for one of our safety professionals. I see the disdain and lack of empathy from safety professionals with disturbing frequency. The core message being that some workers just don't have common sense. Why do many in the profession supposedly care about people and hold this counterproductive view of workers clueless and a liability? And when you have a professional with this kind of statement, looking at some workers not having common sense, I can tell you, be rest assured, and look at what we have seen in the industry, you'll be having more incident in that work environment. Because in all situations, you are passing the blame to the worker. Your investigation method is actually passing a blame. You are not actually looking at safety differently. You are not looking for a positive part of those incidents that do occur and be able to commend. And if you look at the audits that some of the auditors, the compliance auditor do, you know, when they are using audit report, it is like a standard where they put forward one positive thing that you're doing before they reflect on the negative. And has it ever occurred to any of us as professionals that why is that report in that direction? Why are we paying attention to the positive part before reinforcing the findings that we've identified for them to improve on? And those are some of the things, the culture that we also need to bring forward. If you're in the field doing your site visit walkthrough, you must reinforce the positive things that you're seeing. And what it helps you to do and to achieve is that when you now identify the negative part or unsafe situation on site, you will see the workforce will be willing and welcoming to give you the solution, on the spot solution, and even ready to make the corrective action right there and there. Because what? You've given them the positive start. You're giving them the right performance that you've seen, which is true, and you are proud of what they're doing. So workers, depending on how you look at them, communication and behavior are things that must be able to align. If you are faced with a worker, one is looking at what question is he coming up with. You that has the light, you have the light, you have the knowledge, but the other man is just saying, what question is he going to come up with again today? What's he here to do today? That's the sign you're seeing on that image that you're seeing there. You are the one with the light, with the knowledge, but the other guy is in the position of, I don't know, what's he here for today? He's waiting for what you want to come up with. So workers' behavior, adaptation, deviation often stem from not understanding or lack of enforcement. Not the first time either. The mic is on there, so can the person help us turn off the mic? Okay, with that in focus, we are now looking at those behaviors and the violations that we look at. Fundamental attributes of errors. we see the behaviors of others as flawed. And under the same set of circumstances, most of us will have behaved in the same manner. And it's the truth. So that's why when I go into the field and I look at the guy, you're working very hard. I really appreciate what you're doing. You know what? If I'm in your shoe and I'm working the same way, you know, I'll be working exactly the same way you're doing the work. And I must tell you, if I'm working that same way, I'll be very wrong. And I will be endangering my life. I won't go look at him again. But in opposite, who am I really reflecting to? Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually reflecting back to the worker. But at the same time, you take ownership and wear the concern as if it was you, so that the guy can really get it that you are also you are rocking the boat in the same shoe, and you are also taking it upon yourself. Different from behavior procedure is a positive adaptation. Sometimes it is even celebrated as innovation. So when you see that, have you been doing this for a long time? And that guy will tell you yes. And have you ever experienced, you say no, you know what, I like what you're doing. I think we need to consider, we need to review our procedure. Rather than you getting there and say, you're not following the procedure. That's not the way they ask you to do it. Safety differently wants you to see every situation of thinking out of the box as an innovation or an opportunity to improve and also give accolade for the positive action at any point in time. This is Jose Antonio Carrillo. He's one of us, a safety professional that had written some books, and he has made mention of these difference, and it's good for us to also share with our professional colleague. Another thing which I put into it, and I believe my safety professional on this call, you see, when you have familiar face and you are passing a message with faces that people are familiar with, they tend to pay attention. Can anyone just put on his mic and tell me who we have on that picture? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So who is in that picture?
I think
One of
I
our
wanted to
past
say
presidents.
pass to the presidential candidates of
Well, this is one of our past presidents. This is President Jeff Obao. This is Jeff Obao, but he's not the
Yes.
owner of that statement. But why did we use that picture? I wanted to create an attention to my audience to say, is it Jeff that's made this statement? And you are looking at the statement. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And it's the truth. Like the scenario I've given you of the guy that I found working and is working unsafely. And I looked at him, I said, how are you today? You know what? If I'm in your shoe, I'm going to do that job the same way. How long have you been doing this? He said, I've been doing, do you know you could hurt yourself? The potential that you can get your leg tangled into the moving part is there. And you know what? And it's just going to happen to me as well if I'm in your shoe. Because you know what? You care. You have decided to turn the wheel around. And the guy who said, what could you have done better? What do you think you can do better? And when he expresses himself, and for you, you also now need to come up with a solution and say, well, if I'm also in your shoe, this is what I will recommend. This is what I will tell my supervisor to do. The lead to tell the management to make some correction to that work environment and keep it safe. So I'm taking you to the next one. Who is in this picture? If I believe that the worker will speak up when they believe it is in their best interest, it's my job to get the workers to want to be or feel safe doing so all the time. Who is in those pictures?
our original, of course. In face of Camilla Beauty.
The purpose of this picture, the purpose of this picture attached to the message I'm trying to pass across is to create the attention of my audience. That this picture is from here. Is it the one that made this statement? If I believe that workers will speak up when they believe it is in their best interest, it is my job to get workers to want to or feel safe doing so. And that's one of what safety differently is also requiring from us as leaders, to be able to get them to. And from here, I believe problems can be solved through successful engagement of workers. Conversation is the tool for how to change the current dynamics. Gentlemen, I must tell you, who do we have in that picture? Conversation is the tool to change the current dynamic. We need to change the dynamic, we need to change our approach, and we need to think out of the box, and that's what safety difference. And I must tell you, the last conference that we've just gone through, we're already talking about data intelligence, artificial intelligence, to be able to manage safety data and be able to look more into the positive side of activity within the work environment and prefer solution for safety professionals to present at the board section. And here is another statement here. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. And that is a Nigerian for you. A Nigerian will always have answers. They listen to you to be able to give you an answer, not to really understand you. Rather, if we put ourselves in that shoe to really understand and say, yeah, you said this, but by my understanding, is it what you meant? Let the person give you a feedback. Not for you to listen, and at the end of the day, you might either listen wrongly or listen positively based on how the communication is presented. There's some communication that is even derogative, but the way it is presented, it is accepted with open hand. But in the other way, it is presented in a way that you always want to give a reply, either good or bad. So we need to learn to also listen and get an understanding of what the other counterpart is actually passing across. Gentlemen, at this point, I want to say, are you ready for my quiz? To be able to know that we've actually passed the message across to everyone on this call, and we are willing to look at safety differently, and also leading safety differently is what we expect from every one of us. And the quiz question goes thus. It's just a true or false. And there is no wrong, there is no right answer. Safety is not the absence of accident, it is the presence of capacity. True or false? From the audience, I want us to be interactive. And if we all want to put on our mic, I want to be able to say either yes or nay. So I will know that I'm talking to my parliament here, my safety professional parliament. So we can put on our mic, and I want to hear the chorus to say either yes.
True.
Or nay. Yeah, true or false?
True.
Yeah.
True.
No.
It's true.
If you say true, say aye. If you say false, say nay. The ayes have it.
Aye.
So it is not the absence of accident, it is the presence of capacity. It's for us to empower ourselves, get the well without to be able to manage things differently. The next one says, saying an event was caused by error or not following procedure is like saying an object fell due to gravity, and is always true if it just doesn't tell us anything. If an object fell due to gravity, is it always true even it doesn't tell us anything? An adage will say,
That's
whatever
false.
goes up, we always what?
Must come down.
So being a good safety manager is about controlling whether workers make mistakes. Is it about controlling whether workers make mistakes? With what we have gone through, true or false? Being a safety manager, is it about controlling whether workers make mistakes?
This
false.
is totally false.
The false have it. Workers don't cause failure. They trigger latent condition that lies dormant in an organization, waiting for the right moment in time and the correct alignment of factors. It is not who failed, it is what failed. True or false?
True.
So it is not who failed, it is what failed. That is what safety differently is expecting.
That's true.
The organization focus on enabling workers to complete work tasks successfully. True or false? Gentlemen, true or false? Organization focus on enabling workers to complete work tasks successfully. True or false? The answer is true. That's what the organization is focusing on. And as safety professional, safety differently require us to align ourselves to ensure that we are focusing on the success of the organization. So you are looking at the positive attitude, positive culture, positive work environment, and be able to reinforce them. When you do a lot of that, the little ones that go down the crack, looking for that opportunity to fail, will actually be corrected by the same team that you have actually recognized for their success factor as part of the organization. Do we all agree with that? So in summary, safety differently approach defines a path to excellent outcome for safety professional with a focus on workforce positive outcome towards a safe workplace for all. I want to say thank you for this opportunity and thanks for your attention at this time. And I want to thank the entire new ESCO coming in for giving me that honor to have this first section. This is a presentation that will be of value also to the incoming ESCO and also to safety professional at large within the Nigerian chapter. Thank you very much. And over to my coordinator. So I've got references there for you. And there are some YouTube videos that will also give you an insight and make you think differently that is in this presentation. I'll pass it on to the team so that we can all have a glimpse at this.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Camille. Thank you so much. This was very, very insightful. I believe you will share with us your slides so we can also share on the group for people to go back and go through when they're free. Thank you so much. This was really insightful. At this point in time, I'll just call on, I'll just request for questions. If there are any questions to what has been presented, any burgeoning questions that you want to ask with respect to what has been presented, you can just unmute your mic. And okay, there's a hand up. Okay, Mr. Festus, please kindly unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much, our area director for Region 9, person of Engineer Camille. That's a wonderful presentation. I talk so excellently concerning communication. And of course, I know communication is very, very key as to this safety differently we are talking about. I just want you to maybe enlighten us the more in regards to, you agree with me that there are some workers who does not even understand anything. I'm talking in the aspect of community workers who the organization might want them to actually understand basically some safety system of work in their organization, and everything you do, maybe by way of communicating, using the languages, using maybe some science and what have you, this kind of people, definitely they are not just on the board. So I just want you to actually give us an insight based on your experience during the construction of the Atlantic building, what you've actually done to actually capture those set of people and bring them to speed so that some of our people here too, including me, can actually get understanding of that. Thank you very much.
Engineer Festus, thanks for bringing that up. I think safety differently has also been something that has been part of us from that particular project you mentioned. And it's a project of landmark that we have delivered, and we got the right guidance and we got result. We have people that are like that. And what you do, you know, if you want to make a difference in people and behaviors, you must be able to go to their own level. And that takes us to the intelligence world of the security intelligence. If you know that you see the security intelligence, you will be in club. They are there in club. They are like you. You are smoking, they are smoking. But are they getting their information? The answer is yes. The only way we are different from them is that we are in that realm and we want to bring that guy from that level back to the level that we want them to be. But you cannot be on the opposite side and be able to achieve the same result. We had a situation on Beer and Land. There's a guy, he takes Guinness for him to do his work, and he has a medication he takes, and he had to take it with Guinness. We sat down with him. We gave him Guinness. The first day we asked him he needs to go home. He shouldn't worry, we're going to protect, they're going to pay his money because it's alcohol. He took the alcohol. We told him he has to go home. He left for that day. He left the second day. He left the third day. And when the fourth day came, I said, you know, as an organization, if you own the business, will you want to be in a business to be paying somebody that is not adding value and his job is lying back because it's not working? There are compliance requirements. The point is the fact that you are on this level of intoxication, it will impact on your judgment. And we asked him to pick up an hammer. And we put a nail to a wood. And we asked him to drive that nail using the same hammer at distance. He failed the first time. We didn't give him the second chance because he could pass it. So we said, we just hold him there and say, okay, that's what we're saying. Now, we now invite one of his colleagues that did not take anything and say, you know what, drive the same nail through the wood. The guy hit it once and he hit the nail. And we also stop him because he can also mix it the second time. So in so doing, it takes a long journey, but you must be able to work with your workforce in the realm where you find them, for them to see where they are and let them see that they are doing great at the level they are. But they will be doing greater or greatest when they come to this other level where you want them to be. And that's what we did. And we also did one thing. We identified that they have children and they have more than one, two wives. We bought exercise books, we bought water bottle. So we want them to win it by observing safe acts. Look out for safe acts within the work environment. Safe acts. That's what we tell them to go and look for. Go and look for the guy doing work safely and tell him he's doing the work safely. And come back and tell us. And we will verify. And when we verify, we count it for them. And at the end of the week or at the end of the month, they have packs of exercise book. They have flags that they can take to their family. And, you know, and when they get home, one had to come back to us and tell us, Oga, my other children from my other wife, he said, what I did to get that one, I must get it for the other child. So doing, we deliver that project with zero incident. And this project becomes a landmark within the organization we work for. And thank you, Mr. Festus, for bringing that home. Any other question from anyone?
Okay, we have some quick questions on the chat box. So we'll just go through them. So you just respond to them quickly.
Okay.
So one is asking, what are the ways to do safety differently? I know that you have answered that several times, but you can just throw more light. But let me just add one more question to that, so you can answer together. Okay, another question is coming, saying cultural intelligence helps you to handle diverse workers, especially the community staff. A lot of professionals are building their cultural intelligence, and I believe safety professionals should do the same. Okay, so that's just like a comment. So the question we have here is so the question we have here is, what are the ways to do safety differently? Over to you, Mr. Coming.
Thank you very much. One of it is for you to put on the cap of a true leader. Don't be a manager, be a leader. A leader always leads his team to deliver. You identify where they are going, you understand their culture, like we mentioned earlier, and you need to be able to drive with your team by influencing them as leader. Take the lead for them. And as a leader, you are going to be the servant. The perception and value you put within your team determine how they will deliver for you. You need to work with their hand and mind and heart, and also their mind, for them to be on your side. And you must be patient to endure, because you will get kickback from your team. Again, we also mentioned it is important for you to listen and understand. You must clarify understanding of whatever engagement and communication you have with your team. And when you have this understanding, you focus your attention in improving performance of positive act, rather than looking out for normal routine compliance, like we mentioned in our presentation. And we've given you the 7 key of communication, which is the real drive of an influencing safety differently and being on the right path. Ensure you have clarity, correctness of communication, consciousness of when you're being communicated. Ensure you have the competency and completeness of information shared with you, consideration of what is being discussed, and also you have courtesy. And with our own culture for where we come from, I know courtesy is number 1, either old or young. As a leader, you're talking to a young guy to deliver for you. If the courtesy is not there, he will put his hand behind you and he will tell you, okay, sir. And he will walk away. You will not see him again. It's not a matter of you looking for him. And it's just the way you want to go to a zoo and drive with a monkey. The monkey has orange, you have banana. You have to throw the banana to get the monkey to throw you the orange. So I hope that helped to highlight that angle with the person.
Yes, I think you did justice to that.
Yeah.
Very
and more importantly, you must reinforce positive attitude, positive behaviors, positive work condition, positive work environment, safe behavior. Reemphasize it. Let them know that you really appreciate it. You know, there's a way you communicate. People know that you are connecting from your mind. In the in-depth of you is the communication, is where the communication is coming from. It's not from the surface. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Camille. Thank you so much. We can't thank you enough. This was actually like a full-time training. Thank you so much. So at this point in time, I would like to just please help me engage your slides so we can present to you our small token. All right. Okay. So this is usually our small token. I know that you have received this so many times. You have a lot of numerous certificate of recognition, and that's because you are very important to the society. So on behalf of the association, please do accept this as a token of appreciation for the wealth of knowledge that you have given to us today. And we look forward to always having you present several topics. Thank you so much, Mr. Cameron. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. And I also have a book here. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
If you can see, let me try and hold it firm so that it comes virtual properly.
We can see it, but it seems there's one foreign winch that is blowing it. I don't know.
Okay, let me put it.
If it's only for my end or just.
I don't know if you can see it, but it is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. As safety professional, it's a core tool that will really go a long way to position you as leader, and it will also make a great difference. I will put the details in the chat box. If you go on Google or Weebay, you can be able to see. So I'm also giving this information as a gift based in return to the gift I have received. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. God bless you. So we'll just share the agenda again to know what we have on the item next. So we'll just go proper into the minutes of meeting, and then the second full package of why we are here, which is the handover. So I will just share the minutes of meeting. All right, so the last meeting we held was on the 14th of May, 2021, and it was virtual. Sorry, I'm blocking my screen. So it was virtual. So we started by reciting the second stanza of the national anthem. And after that, the president, as usual, gave the opening remark, welcomed everybody, and appreciated everyone for making out time to attend the bi-monthly meeting. We had technical paper presentation that was done by Mr. George Olumi, and he spoke on understanding the human factors issues in health and safety management. After his presentation, as usual, we had contribution from participants, and there was emphasis that this topic is a good topic we as safety professionals must adopt in our workplace. After that, we read, the secretary read the minutes of meeting. Comments by Mr. George on the topic of the technical presentation there was a mix-up with the topic, and so we noted that and adjusted as therein. Other comments were made, and the meeting was also adopted by Mr. George himself. The matters that we looked at in the last minute basically was with respect to the 2022/2023 Assp-Nc leadership, which Madam Mercy gave updates by intimating us who has been elected based on the virtual voting that was done, and she received acknowledgement with respect to the good work that she did in that space, she and her team. The president also spoke on the upcoming PDC in Chicago, which they are there at the moment. We just ended 2 days ago. Some of the delegates are still there. Some of the delegates from Nigeria are still there, but some have returned. He also spoke about the upcoming workshop, the Young Emerging Professional upcoming workshop, which is scheduled to be on 23rd of July in Lagos, and encouraged everyone to support the Young Emerging Professionals to ensure that the workshop is successful. The president also further talked extensively on the global PDC and encouraged those who will be at the PDC to purchase the Nigerian flag and costume. He further congratulated the newly elected Assp-Nc executive for the 2022-2023 calendar year and encouraged them to continue to foster the aim and culture of ASSP wherever they go. The meeting was adopted by Mr. Jordan, seconded by Mr. Festus. So please, are there any comments or contribution with respect to this Minutes of meeting.
There any?
Who said closing prayer?
No, no, we didn't. I think that's all.
Secretary.
Is there any, for those who attended, who joined the meeting, is there any correction? Omission?
I think it was adequately covered. Most of the things discussed in that meeting was really taken care of here. From my part, there isn't much to add.
Okay.
From my end, so I think it's okay.
Yeah. So move for adoption for those that joined the meeting. Can somebody?
I, Festus Repo, like to move for adoption, having considered the record to be okay. Thank you.
I, Engineer Onotola Murakiyo, second the adoption.
Engineer Omotola, right?
Onatola
Onotola. Okay, seconded. Okay. Thank you very much. So I will just stop sharing and present the agenda again.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, so at this point, okay, President, over to you. Okay, it will be, we have AOB after your farewell address. AOB, I think you should handle the AOB. So still your call. Thank you.
All right. I think, thank you very much, Secretary. Let me start by, you should have the AOB later. Okay, let me go on with my farewell speech, farewell address.
So I will just say, do you want to share or?
Okay, no, I'm having challenge. Okay, maybe I will read it later, then I'll share it.
Okay.
On the screen. I'll share it longer. Good morning once again, fellow professionals. My farewell address goes like this. My professional members, as your outgoing president, I want to thank you for the privilege of allowing me to serve you this past 1 year. I have learned so many things from this most highly respected professional safety society among the professional organizations. I enjoyed the conjugal relationship that existed with my team. Permit me to recognize them one after the other. Mr. Nnamdi Igwe Victor, our amiable secretary, Mr. Festus Orepo, our treasurer, Mr. James Coker, our advisory group member 1, formerly delegate 1, Engineer Diamiri Green, our advisory group member 2, formerly delegate 2, Dr. Ogechiku Ukandu, our president-elect then, and Mrs. Messi Omefo Erepo, our immediate past president, and now past president. A well-deserved thanks to Ambassador FK Napodia for his relentless service to SSP Nigeria chapter, and all our past presidents. Time will fail me to mention all the chairs of the various committees. All the same, I appreciate your volunteering spirit, devotion, and commitment. Our sponsors, NNPC Limited, LNG, KRPC, MPDC, and another distinguished company, Future Concern, among others, are highly appreciated, and the good relationship existing shall continue. How time flies. Indeed, there are things that should form
not just one man, not idiots or anything that just I love my face or do. So people do understand that.
Hello, please.
Stop it. Don't do respect. Please. It's so sad that.
Hello?
Go ahead, President. I've muted him. Go ahead.
All right, that's good. Okay.
You don't get access. It simply means you're hiding something from us.
How time flies, indeed. There are things that should form a pointer in our lives. As a human, that is, time does not go backward, but forward. And no individual has control of it, except Allah. When we took over the mantle of leadership a year ago, it was practically with nothing to hold on to. My concentration for the first few weeks was completely distorted. 1,001 questions ran through my mind on how to pull the string through. We came in with a mission and vision, one of which was to continue with my predecessor, giant developmental stride. It is critical for us to further cultivate consciousness and compassion toward our environment, create awareness, galvanize our people, and build sustainable innovation for sustainable development. Hence, we pursue this objective and others. Time may fail me to enumerate here. Generally, we remain invisible in this midst of our various challenges that came our way. Achievements so far. During my tenure, we carried out the following. The Zoom subscription account renewal, website updates, produce SSP customized exercise book and distributed to some secondary schools and tertiary institutions, produce enlargement pictures of our past ASSP Nigerian chapter presidents and place them in our office at Warri, organize our PDC/Expo with over 200 attendees in Abuja, regularization and clearing of backlog annual returns debt of our chapter with Corporate Affairs Commission, which was not paid for over 13 years. Represented our chapter at regional and global level very well, conducted several knowledge sharing sessions, workshops, webinars, etc. Boost membership registration and annual dues renewal, and many others. The financial breakdown shall be presented during our physical meeting in Port Harcourt on the 6th of August, 2022. There is saying that leader is best when people barely know he exists. When he does, he works fervently, loyal in service, and always at your beck and call to attend to any assignment without bias and arrogation. This was the quality I saw in the next president I will hand it over to, and it is my prayer that inshallah he will take our society to the next level. That is by God willing. As I concluded my speech, it is important to note that you don't lay foundation for the better society. You are the foundation for the better society. For humane society, we must be constantly moving forward. Yes, the progressive realization of the predetermined goals, our growth shall never end. On this note, on behalf of ASSP Nigerian Chapter President Sid, it is my pleasure to also appreciate Shehu Kabir and his family for steering his 365 dedicated days to ASSP Nigerian Chapter. Thank you and God bless you. Shehu Kabir, immediate past president. last time for you. Thank you very much, and God bless.
I think we can all unmute and just give a sounding round of applause to officially the immediate past president, and also officially the immediate past secretary, treasurer, delegate.
Yeah, and all the
all the immediate past.
exactly.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Well then.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my president.
Thank you very much. So
the next on our agenda, the next on our agenda is actually the newly president's acceptance speech. But I don't know if we can just give 1 or 2 minutes to anyone who wants to make a comment or say something, or we'll just go ahead with his speech. What do you advise, my president? Or to accept comments?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Camille wants to say something. Okay, Mr. Camille, the floor is yours.
The Nigerian chapter immediate past president, the current president, all executive, and the outgoing ESCO that are passing out now. On behalf of the global, I want to say I want to commend the effort of the outgoing executive for the good work that they've done, and I'm happy to be a member under your leadership. And I really see the chapter leading the way within the ASSP. We are Nigerians, we are safety professionals, and we have added value both locally as members of Nigerian chapter and at the global sphere. And you have maintained this till date. So I want to say thank you to the EXCO. And I want you to say, as you all pass on and move on, you should please, all the values that you've acquired, all the qualities that you've acquired in the course of your volunteering as leader, please let it go with you, and in your various endeavor, ensure that you remain an ambassador to the American Society of Safety Professional Nigerian chapter. And for the incoming, I want to commend you. We've met, and but both outgoing and the incoming, we've met, we've had a conversation, we've had a leadership talk, and I believe all we have shared together based on experience over the years will really see the incoming executive through their own tenure, and we are looking forward to see you to be greater than the immediate ESCO going out. Thank you very much, Mr. Engineer Shehu Kabir, and your family for the good work and for your dedication. And on behalf of the global ASSP, I want to say thank you, and I want to pass the mantle of leadership to Dr. Ukando.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Camille. So, I don't know, any other comments before we just move on? Any other comment from colleagues, professionals on call? Okay, just a parting message to the ESCOs. I can see our emeritus Ekam. I don't know, Emeritus Ekam, I don't know if you want to say something. All right, if there are none, okay, Emeritus.
My background is a little bit noisy, but I hope to be in a better background in the next maybe 10, 15 minutes. If I still have the opportunity, I'll speak then.
Okay, thank you very much, Emeritus. I can also see Alhaji Waziri's hand up. Mr. Alhaji Waziri, the floor is yours. Can you give us your remarks?
Okay, Victor, confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, this is actually a very defining moment indeed when we are doing things a bit differently. Handing over and taking over happening, in the manner that we find ourselves. I would like to personally congratulate Shehu Kabir and his team for steering over the past 1 year. It's not been easy. Indeed, leadership is like that. It's not going to be easy, especially when you are from outside. You might think it's easy to just steer the ship. But once you take the driver's seat, you will see it's a different story altogether. So I would like to congratulate you for doing what you have done, ensuring that you steered the ship till you finally hand over to Dr. Ukandu. Dr. Ukandu, also a very good friend, and I hope you will learn from what Shehu Kabir has been able to achieve and then build on top of that. It's not going to be easy. You've been part of the team from the spare tire side. Now you are the main driver. You are supposed to ensure you take us to the promised land. It's not going to be easy. We are going to give you all the needed support and assistance as it comes, but definitely it's not going to be easy, and you have to steer the ship since you are now on the driver's seat. I wish you all the best in your tenure. Shehu Kabir, you have a time to rest, but don't close your door completely, because I'm sure Dr. Ukandu will definitely be coming to knock and seek for advices on how you were able to navigate that turbulent waters. So I congratulate you all, and congratulations, ASSP, for yet having another defining moment in the affairs of the association. I give it back to you, Victor, and I stop here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alhaji Waziri. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Alhaji Waziri. Thank you.
Thank you. President, you need to travel to Turkey, even though you're in US, travel to Turkey so you can go and take some vacation. When you're traveling, you carry your escorts with you, because they were, all of us, we did it together.
Yeah. Victor, is the yes, or is going to be on you?
Yes, exactly. Thank
Okay,
you.
you know, I'm still growing up. Okay, I can see Chief Akpabio SNJP hands up. Please, Chief, the floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you, Victor. Just have to add my voice to what others have said, but I think Shehu, you came into the driver's seat when COVID was ravaging everywhere, and then to manage the association through that period and having to use mostly technology and all that, it wasn't easy. So I congratulate you for that, and for the incoming, who has already taken over, Dr. Gandhi. Between Mercy and Shehu, a lot of relationships have been built with corporate organizations, and you need to oil that relationship so that the affairs of the ASP Nigerian chapter will not be so heavy on your shoulders and the shoulders of your executive that are there. So being a national president of an association, I know what it means to steer the ship of an association as large as ASP. So I wish you well, while I congratulate Shehu for all that he has been. We are available always at your service. If you call on us, then we'll all be there to assist. Thank you, and back to you, Victor.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much. I can see. Okay, Madam Messi, hey, welcome. Oh. Please, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Speak to us from the international space, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor. Thank you. Well done. Good morning, everyone. I am glad to be able to join finally. I want to lend my voice to all that had spoken before now, to on behalf of the past presidents and all executives of ASSP, thank the outgoing executive led by Mr. Shew for a job well done. Now, there's one thing for you to lay a structure, there's another thing to keep that structure running. I honestly appreciate you. I appreciate your team. You had a very strong team and they never failed. They all delivered in their various points. I personally recognize and thank you all for volunteering. I want to also thank the new team that had come on board. They were not wooed, they were not pleaded. We had the spirit of volunteering. We had everybody wanting to play their part. And I know that this committee will be better. Dr. Okando has had experience over the time, has served well, and is now on the driver's seat with the kind of executives that had come on board now. I know that ASSP is going to do only but better. So I appreciate you as you guys exchange the mantle. And I want to say, be more engaging, listen to the pulse of the people that you lead and be focused. And before you know it, this time next year will be coming by the grace of God. And so when you look back, you should be able to say, what have we done for ASSP and what have ASSP gained in our service year? So thank you all. Thank you all. We'll always be here to ensure that we put in our best for us to be able to do it together. Thank you, everyone. For those present today, thank you for witnessing the handover. I appreciate you all. Thanks.
Thank you, Ma. I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Madam Messi, thank you so much. Thank you. Are there any other hands? Okay, there are no other hands. There are no other hands. So we will now have to yield it to the new driver.
Yes.
The new driver of limousine. We've been able to upgrade it to a limousine. So, Dr. Okando, over to you, please, for your acceptance speech.
Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you.
I can't hear Doc. Is it me or everyone? Doc,
still muted.
Okay, you are still Doc. You are muted, please. Can you kindly unmute so you can talk?
You can unmute your phone. It's like maybe.
It's still muted.
Yeah.
I am using, if I unmute my own, there will be noise. So I'm using my IPP's phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, even done the handover overnight before coming virtually. Congrats. Okay.
Together.
Okay. Our acceptance speech by ASSP Nigeria Chapter President on behalf of our new executive, Dr. Christian Okando. We would like to thank you, our esteemed professional members and friends and non-members for placing your unalloyed confidence and trust in us to serve as your chapter president and officers. A chapter with a proud past and exciting future. As we refer ASSP Nigeria Chapter Proud Pass, we wish to acknowledge the achievements of our outgoing president, Mr. Shehu Kabir. His leadership of the chapter was smooth and pragmatic, with a clear vision. I think he deserves applause. A special appreciation to our past secretary, Mr. Victor Nnamdi Ebe, advisory group member, formerly delegated to James Coker, advisory group member 2, formerly delegated to Engineer Green, our treasurer, Mr. Faces Orebos, now advisory group member 2. A wonderful year has passed, and before we progress on to the next, we wish to express our heartfelt thanks to the election committee led by Mrs. Macy Omoifo Irefo, our past president, for a job. Over the next 2 years, we will continue to build on our strengths and also to take on new directions, together with the strong support of the new executive, my president-elect, Fatima Zubair, Secretary, Tolulope Efe, Treasurer, Bankole Bumi, Advisory Group Member, Angela and Faces Orepo, various committees, WISE and YAB, we will strive to make a difference. We will continue our programs that strengthens our professionalism through education, training, and resources. We will retain our commitment to solidarity, ensuring that our members that are less resourced can have more opportunities and assistance to develop their skills, methods, and operating frameworks required of safety professionals, to ensure that all of us are able to perform our critical role to protect, preserve, and make accessible the records of humanity. Furthermore, our goal this year includes to encourage the membership to make a difference. We want to be people who gives out, who inspires members to be more involved or to take on leadership roles, to reach out and encourage and mentor those who have a passion to move forward. Everyone, no matter who you are, has the potential to do something that can improve lives. Let us not forget, we are a global society united by our values and rich with talent. If each of us puts in what we can, we will find that we can get back what we need despite the challenges. We have a lot to offer to industries, government agencies, private sectors, and to the broader community as they wrestle with the issues of the modern world. And if we do it right, I know our contributions will be welcomed and appreciated. I am confident that you are as enthusiastic as I am to see what kind of change all of us can make together, 2022 to 2023. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. We remain your amiable new leadership. On behalf of the ESCOs, Dr. Okechukwu Okando, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much, President.
Thank you. My president, you're not the president, so thank you very much, Dr. Okandu. This is really a global speech. Can still be okay. I can still see. Okay, hands are clapping. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're now on the driver's seat, so please. I don't know. Should I go ahead and continue with the agenda, or I don't know? Please.
Go ahead.
Okay, my president, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, sir, my president. You're not in power, so we need to think. Yeah, so thank you. Okay. On our agenda, what we have next is the. You didn't tell us the next meeting dates. Okay. I think the president did. So just to confirm, when is the next meeting date? Because that's what's around 6th of August.
Yes, in Port Harcourt.
Okay, in Port Harcourt. So the venue and all that we shared.
We'll share the
later.
venue and all that shortly.
Okay, and the item 7, refreshment, what will be expected?
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so thank you. So, having said that, we would just like to give update on the YEP workshop. I don't know, Mother Monica, please, just 2 minutes, just to give us update on the YEP workshop, please, if you're on call.
Hello, Victor. I will let people. Sorry, Victor. Can you go ahead and give the update? I have flu. That's why I've not really been able to unmute since. I'm a bit down. I'm not able to talk very well.
Sorry.
Just give the overview. Thank you. That's why I've not been able to unmute since. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. Sorry. Wish you a quick recovery, please. So please, just a minute. Let me get some details of the workshop, please. Okay, so the Young Emerging Professional Workshop is planning to hold their first physical workshop, but the second workshop. The first workshop was done last year, and then that was chaired by Mr. Dakpo, and Mrs. Bukola Ayo was the administrator at that time. That workshop was done virtually. It was very, very interesting, and we had a lot of participants from the young emerging space. So this year we've decided to hold it physical, and it's after so much survey that was done on the Young Emerging Professional platform, we sorted in holding it in Lagos, and so the venue has been booked for. It's going to be holding in Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, Alausa. And the theme of the workshop is influencing the next generation of OSH professionals. The dates. Sorry. Please, can you unmute? The date of the workshop is July the 23rd, and the start time is 10 a.m. So we are encouraging everyone on call here to please spread the news so that we can have a large house on that day. Though we've started having people register. At the moment, we've had about 20-something persons who have registered for that workshop. And we're looking forward to having more people because our target is about 80 to 100 participants live. So please, we encourage you to spread. Okay, I just got an update. It has been shifted to 9 a.m. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. So the workshop is supposed to start by 9 a.m. on the 23rd of July. So that's just it. And please, we'll also use the opportunity to thank our president, our past president, President Shehu Kabiru, for the youth support during his tenure. The Young Emerging Professionals were supported with 250,000 naira, and that's what we use in. That's what we use in securing the hall, and we also are open to more contribution from any philanthropists or well-willing professionals on call. Please, you can reach out to me or Madam Monica if you want to give us any token to support that workshop. So we're looking forward to having you guys support us, and also looking forward to a very successful workshop. I can see some. Okay, Messi. Madam Messi, your hand is up. Okay, just 1 minute. Your comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much as well. The Young Emerging Professional was strong. And then for the workshop so far, thank Madam Monica for all that you guys are doing. On the flyer, I saw that the fee is 5,000 naira. So it's absolutely no free. And cutting across the Young Emerging Professionals, some might not even be able to afford this. Is there anything we are doing like to raise funds for them? If yes, that's fine. If it is no, I want us to appeal to those of us that can help sponsor them. Can I sponsor one or two of them? Why those that are not working or are still struggling that might really want to come? So I would say let's also keep that as an avenue of sponsorship as well. Is there anything going on?
Yeah, yes, we're working on getting sponsors, but what is forthcoming is usually not monetary. We've gotten some support from I think from Masido, Seaway. They've given us some drinks and some water, but then we still need some monetary value to be able to cop some things. So that support we are still looking out for. So as you said, anyone on call who are working.
Those here and plead with the new president. Say if you can reach out to members. Yeah, to the
why is it not here now? Why is
organize the event, which I really don't know how far you guys have gone. But I am particular about organizing event and getting the young emerging professionals attend. With a fee of 5,000 not free, many will travel and think of accommodation and think of paying that 5,000 naira fee. And because me, I'm student and young emerging professional driven, I want us to also seek, on their behalf sponsorship. So as many of us in this group that can sponsor, one person is 5,000, two persons are 10,000. Can sponsor 5, can sponsor 10, to be able to attend, because these are our leaders. These are people that we are going to be handing over the baton to. So the earlier we start mentoring and bringing them up, the better for us. So let's invest in them. If you can help us sponsor anyone, reach out to Mr. Victor or Madam Monica. If you can also make the program a success, please, in any way you can contribute as well, we will appreciate, so that the program can be successful. And then the young ones that we are trying to catch will have the opportunity to also be able to attend. That's my contribution.
All right, well said, Madam Messi. Just to add there, I just saw a note from Madam Monica. She said the flour mill has also supported. Thank you, flour mill. So please, just like what Madam Messi said, please, we urge you people to support. If you sponsor one person or 2, 3, the one your capacity can carry, and also the president, Dr. Okandu, please. We're looking forward to your huge support from your angle. Thank you very much on that aspect.
Victor.
Okay.
Speaking on what President Messi has just mentioned, I will sponsor 4.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you, sir. This is huge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we'll reach out to you, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So this is a wake-up call for every other person. Please reach out to me or Madam Monica if you want to sponsor. Thank you. So over to the next item on the agenda is the closing remark. So President Dr. Okandu, please, at this point, I hand over to you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a job well done. Please, is Miss Angela. Miss Angela.
I'm here.
All right, please, I want you to give the closing remark.
Oh, wow. I want to appreciate the immediate past president and his team for laying a foundation for the president and us, his team, to ride on. I must say you have been an exemplary leader. Your humility, your integrity and sense of purpose is worth emulating. That said, I want to appreciate everyone. I want to appreciate everyone who has been a part of the success story. Please, we want to plead with you that as the new executive take off the leadership mantle, that you continue to support us. ASSP is beyond everyone. Individually, we can't do it, but together we can move mountains and make the chapter to continue to be the envy of other chapters. I want to appreciate everyone on this call. May God richly bless you all. And those of us that are on transit, may God grant us journey mercies. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So also, please, just to add, I just got a note. They said, Madam Monica said, Fresh Fountain Consulting Limited has decided to sponsor 10 members of the YEP. That's great. Thank you very much. So please, others, please, we're still waiting for your contributions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, please. On behalf of President-elect who is not feeling fine and with me in the room, she said I should send her regards to you all too. Fatima Zuba.
Okay, in that case, I also suggest that we can just unmute our video. So let's see your fine faces and just take a minute snapshots. Mr. Eka, you're still on call. Mr. Eka, okay. Madam Angela, let's see your face now.
Please, you can't see my face. It's not healthy.
Mr. Victor, we are still in bed, though.
Madam, let's see your beautiful faces now. We saw you when you were rocking the boats and the ship in Chicago. Let's see what you have done so far.
Sorry, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor.
Yes.
Madam Mercy is also supporting. Madam Mercy is also supporting 10 people. Please, let's appreciate her.
Oh, thank you, Madam. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Eka, we are looking for we are waiting for your sponsorship. 100 people.
Don't worry, I'll pay to it.
I greet you all. President Ukando, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you.
President Show, well done.
Well done.
Dr. Ekam.
Yes, sir.
Dr. President Ekam. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations to the team.
Thank you.
Aji Waziri. Good to see you.
My IPP, my past IPP, my past IPP.
Those that also.
Alhaji Waziri himself.
Yes, how are you doing?
I agree to Madam Mercy. Hope you guys are sleeping well.
Yes.
Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Bakole, you two are in US.
Bakole, you there for by this one why they see the tallest building in Dubai. Hey, so let me take one more picture. I can see Mr. Chibafabio. Let me take his picture.
Greetings.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Nice
Love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Then I bring chocolates, come on.
And God continue to unite us. So.
Yeah, this recession is everywhere.
Please now bring chocolates, come.
Recession is everywhere.
It's well.
All right, thank you, everyone. God bless you so much. Take good care of yourself. Chief, I like this your suit. I'm coming to take it.
You are always welcome, Victor.
I salute you, Chief
Oga, he will
Akpabio.
adjust. So the one he will cut out will be more than the one he will wear. Any need?
Don't worry.
No, Waziri has a tailor that will help put it to his size.
Okay.
Victor is looking for trouble. Instead of him go and collect from Chidi, he's collecting from you. Okay.
Now,
I greet you.
Together?
I greet well.
he's greeting.
Well, then you guy.
President.
You there beside president?
He did. I did beside him.
They enjoy for Chicago now. They enjoy. See Madam Messi room. See how the team fine. Madam Messi, don't come back Nigeria. You come back.
You talk, oh. Are you talk, oh?
Delegate is here sleeping too.
This room where I see fire extinguisher. Okay.
Victor, why are you looking with details?
I need to take.
Are you looking for something?
I need to check. Oh, now I write video now that is say, bro. Jesus.
IPP don't go fall for window.
Okay, I bought down.
Thank you, sir.
My seat.
Well done. IPP, thank you. I will connect with you later.
All right, thank you very much.